Minasan konnichiwa. Today I will be talking about the principle of tasukete agemasu and tasukete kudasaimasu. The difference between agemasu and kudasaimasu. I've asked a few of my friends to give little hints or understanding of the Japanese way of thinking. So I hope these video clips will be helpful to you. It's really difficult for me on my mission to learn Japanese, especially the thinking, or what I call the psychology of the Japanese language and the Japanese people. So what is the difference between kudasaimasu and agemasu? Well, you've heard of the word kudasai when we learned how to pray. You say, Kami-sama tasukete kudasai, which means God, please help us. Now, if we were to put a mas behind that kudasai, Kami-sama wa tasukete kudasaimasu. That means that God has helped me or has helped us. So when you use kudasai, it means that an individual or person or group is helping or doing something for somebody else. And that's why I drew the symbol of a hand. Somebody is helping you or helping somebody else. Tasukete kudasaimasu. So for instance, Tanaka Shimai bore testimony for us, and it was uplifting. Tanaka Shimai wa akashite kudasaimashita. Okay, and then the second one is agemasu. I drew a heart here because if you do something good, it comes from your heart. So if you do something good for someone else, it's agemasu. Another way of looking at this is the verb ageru. Agemasu means to uplift, or at least that's how I look at it. You lift something up. So you're lifting someone up by doing something. Tasukete agemasu. I will help you. Tasukete agemasu. Okay, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to read some statements, and you determine if it's kudasaimasu or agemasu. Okay, number one. If you can get a piece of paper and pencil or pen, and number it from 1 to 8, and I'll be reading the statements, and you determine if it's agemasu or kudasaimasu. Okay, number 1. You pay for a friend's lunch. You pay for a friend's lunch. Okay, number 2. Your mom makes a birthday cake for you. Your mom makes a birthday cake for you. Number 3. You offer to give a blessing. You offer to give a blessing. Number 4. You write a card. You write a card. Excuse me. Number 5. You ask your companion if he will get a pen for you. He goes and gets the pen. Is that agemasu or kudasaimasu? You ask your companion if he'll get a pen for you. He goes and gets the pen. Number 6. Tanaka Shimai helps your investigator learn how to pray. Tanaka Shimai helps your investigator learn how to pray. Number 7. You ask Tanaka Kyodai, shall I pray for your mom right now? Shall I pray for your mom right now? And number 8. Kitayama Shimai danced at her school on Friday. Kitayama Shimai danced at her school on Friday. Is that kudasaimasu or agemasu? Okay, we're now going to cover the answers to these statements. But before we do that, I just wanted to state that English thinking and Japanese thinking can be at odds, can be at combat at times. It's two totally different extremes. So for instance, I purchased a gift for you or for my friend. Well, oftentimes in Japanese, that is understood by the end of the verb using kudasaimasu and agemasu. Okay, so let's start off with number 1. You pay for a friend's lunch. You pay for a friend's lunch. Harate agemasu. So yeah, you did something for somebody else. So the answer is agemasu. Ageru. Harate agemasu. And sometimes it's not always clear. You can just say watashi wa haraimasu, or I'll be paying for the lunch. This is a matter of formality, and you'll hear it often in the Japanese language. Okay, number 2. Your mom makes a birthday cake for you. お母さんはケーキを作ってくださいました。作ってくださいます。So yeah, the answer is kudasaimasu because your mom did something for you. Okay, number 2. Or number 3. ごめんなさい、3番. You offer to give a blessing. I would say it's from your heart. 祝福してあげます. Or you could say 祝福します. 祝福をします. Number 4. You write a card. Well, is it kudasaimasu or agemasu? I would say it's neither. You just wrote a card. It doesn't say for who. If you want to be more specific, you can. But you just wrote a card. So it's neither. Number 5. You ask your companion if he will get a pen for you. He goes and gets a pen. Yeah, it's kudasaimasu because your companion did something for you. So even if you request it, get the plan. Just think of it as pen no get kudasai. Pen no bring kudasai. Yeah, so he brings it to you and you say, oh, bring shite kudasatte. Arigatou gozaimashita. Arigatou gozaimasu. Okay, next one. 次は6番ですね。Tanaka Shimai helps your investigator learn how to pray. Well, that would be kudasaimasu. Tanaka Shimai is helping your investigator. So it doesn't have to be directed towards you. It could be directed to other people. Number 7. You ask Tanaka Kyodai, shall I pray for your mom right now? 今、祈ってあげますか? 祈ってあげます. You can say, 今お祈りしますか? 私はお祈りします. It's either way, but if it's coming from within you, you can say agemasu, and it's going to be helping someone. You can say shite agemasu. You'll learn later on your mission when to use it and when not to use it. Okay, number 8, 8番. Kitayama Shimai dances or danced at her school on Friday. I would say it's not kudasaimasu and it's not agemasu. She simply danced at her school. Kitayama Shimai wa gakko de odorimashita. So you don't always have to use agemasu and kudasaimasu, but it establishes the relationship between you and the other person or other individuals, third parties, and which is really important in the Japanese culture. I hope that this has been helpful to you. 聞いてくださってありがとうございます。